Hello, and welcome back to Coconino Spark, the podcast where we light the way to your personal growth with inspiring ideas and insights. I'm Chad Davies, and today we're diving into a quote by the great German philosopher and writer Wolfgang von Goethe. He once said, "Everything is hard before it is easy." At first glance, Goethe's words maybe seem a little bit obvious, right? Of course things are hard before they become easy. But if you think about it, the simple truth has a much deeper set of implications for how we approach challenges, learning, and growth in our lives. Think back to when maybe you tried something new. Maybe it was learning to ride a bike or playing an instrument or tackling a new subject in school. At first, it felt awkward, maybe even impossible. You struggled, made mistakes, and probably you got pretty frustrated. But over time, something changed. You got better. The struggle didn't last forever, and what once seemed difficult started to feel natural, maybe even easy. Goethe's quote reminds us that difficulty is not a permanent state. It's part of a process. It's easy to get discouraged when we face something hard. We might even convince ourselves that we're just not good at it or that it's not meant for us. But in reality, the difficulty is a sign that we're learning, stretching ourselves, and growing. And it's only through that struggle that things eventually become easier. This concept applies to every area in your life. Whether you're learning a new skill, starting a new job, or building a new habit, the beginning is always the toughest part. The discomfort, the uncertainty, and the mistakes, they're all a part of the journey. The key is to stick with it long enough to push through that initial difficulty and get to the other side where you really are making great progress. Here's the thing. Too often, we give up when things get hard. We assume that if something feels difficult, it might not be right for us, or that we're just not cut out for it, or we're just not good at it. But Goethe's wisdom reminds us that difficulty is temporary, and the reward comes to those who persist. Think about the people you admire, whether they're athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, leaders, great thinkers, whomever. Every single one of them started somewhere, and I guarantee you, they all faced moments when things were hard, but they kept going, even when it was uncomfortable, because they knew that ease comes with time, practice, and patience. The good news is, the more we embrace this mindset, the more resilient we become. Instead of seeing difficulty as a reason to quit, we start seeing it as necessary for each step towards mastery that we take. Each challenge we face, each obstacle we overcome, each thing that we encounter makes us stronger and prepares us for the next level of growth. So how do you apply this in your own life? First, recognize that difficulty is normal. It's not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're pushing your boundaries. When you hit the wall of frustration, remind yourself that you're in the hardest part of the process, and the best way out of that feeling is to go through and keep working at what you're doing. Second, be patient with yourself. Mastery takes time. You won't be great at something right away, and that's okay. Focus on the progress, not the perfection. Celebrate the small victories along the way, because every bit of that progress is a step towards making things that much easier. So here's my challenge for you today. Think about something in your life that feels difficult right now. Whether it's a new project, a habit that you're trying to build, a skill you're trying to learn, or maybe something you're trying to master in one of your classes. Instead of shying away from it, lean into it. Embrace that difficulty, knowing that it's just a temporary phase. Stick with it and trust that in time, it will get easier. Thanks for tuning in to Coconino Spark. If Goethe's wisdom resonated with you today, be sure to subscribe and share this episode with someone who might need a little encouragement on their journey. Remember, everything is hard before it's easy. So keep going, keep pushing, and soon enough, you'll find yourself mastering what you once felt impossible. So until next time, keep that spark alive and full sails on your journey.